Hi folks, I'm coming to you today with a Kickstarter unboxing for a new game called G.K.R. Heavy Hitters. G.K.R. stands for Giant Killer Robots, an emphasis on the giant because this game is the biggest game of all time, at least that I've ever seen. I mean, this box, it takes up almost the whole screen. It's so big, in fact, like I have an Armada core set here, like it's bigger than the Armada core set. It's just as thick, and look at this. It's 33% bigger. It's so much bigger. Now and just in case you don't play Armada, that's the same size as like Massive Darkness, Rising Sun. This is, I think, the biggest game ever made. I don't have Scythe in front of me, but some folks have measured it to Scythe, and it's even bigger than the Scythe box, which is huge. And then here we have the stretch goal box, so all the stretch goal stuff is in here. This game is from Weta Workshops. They have made all the props and everything behind so many movies and things like Lord of the Rings and Avatar and all the cool stuff you see in there. They make some of the most amazing stuff. Blade Runner. Just all the coolest movie stuff these people make, and so they decided they wanted to make a board game, and they made some amazing miniatures, and we're going to take a look at them. So let's dive right in. So we're going to start with the base box here, and I mean, this thing is just so big, and it's a beautiful looking box too. These giant robots in here are basically all sponsored. The concept of this game is that like the world has kind of gone crazy, and now everybody, the corporations control the world, and oh wow, and then they use these giant robots to settle their disputes. So we have a rule book, pretty standard rule book here. This is actually advanced rule book. This is the standard rule book, kind of smaller, but it's in color. Kind of talking about the game. All right. I'm gonna have to read through that in some detail. But boy, look at these minis. I'm gonna try to pull everything out of here. Look at these minis here in a second. We got a box here. Let's see what's in this box. Oh, these are all the parts of the. This is the Glory Hound, which is like the first player token. Here we go. Wait, I don't want to open that one up just yet. Just some clips here that are, I guess, to mark on the player boards. We've got all of these. Now these are the bases for the buildings. Basically, this game has a lot of buildings on them, and you can tag them and knock down buildings, and that's one way to win. The other way to win is to basically blow everybody else up. And boy, we got a lot of plastic in here. We've got all these little markers so you can tag the buildings with, depending on the color. We've got dice. Yeah, standard dice. There were some colored faction-themed specific dice that you could get as well. Got more plastic markers for tagging buildings. We've got some building toppers here. Okay, the buildings are kind of in cardboard, but let's get to the part you really want to see. You want to see the minis. All right, let's look at these minis because they are just insane. So first off, we're gonna look at each faction has different colored support minis. And one thing that's nice about these that I didn't realize is that they put a wash on them. They didn't have to do that. I don't think it was even advertised that they were going to come with a wash. But this is actually pretty nice. They put a wash on all of these. And you can kind of see it in there in the recesses, just to bring out a little bit of that extra detail. Now these are not the premier minis for the game. These are just extra kind of like, support minis. So honestly, they really didn't even have to do this because these aren't the focus of the game. And I know some people are going to want to paint their minis anyway. And everybody has like a flying one for recon too. That's what this one here is. Look at that, man. That's just really, really cool. And so we're going to look at all the support minis. We've got this guy. All right. I'm doing it a little bit quicker here. But I'm really impressed. Here, you know what? I'll put this behind him so we can see him a little bit better. How's that look? Better? Worse? I don't know. Got this one. Flyer. A lot of detail on these guys. I'm going to do all three of the orange supports. And the cool thing is, they could have just gone with the same sculpt for each different factions, because these are asymmetrical colors, so whichever color, if you're orange, blue, green, or yellow, They're asymmetric, so you're not getting all the same stuff. That much is pretty cool. But they didn't. They went with a different sculpt for each faction. Blue has a really cool one here. Look at this guy. Boom. Very cool. And our support for blue. And then this one here. Very, very cool. All right, now let's look at the actual minis. This is phenomenal. Here we go. Let's look at that guy. Holy cannoli. The paint job is just amazing. And all the detail and all the different plastics. The shading on the gun, it's darker from like all the smoke and the soot and everything. That's really something. This is and this is default. This isn't like, you know, a mini that came unpainted or unassembled. This is pre-assembled, pre-painted. This is the guy on the cover, so he better look good, right? Look at that. He's holding that gun down there. This is just really high quality stuff. Got our green one here. These are your heavy hitters. Your main, like if it was chess, this was your king. Or maybe your queen in a way, or your king and your queen combined, because he does your biggest attacks. And if you lose your heavy hitter, you're out. Oh man, this one is really, really nice. Look at that, the shading on that gun. It's just like a nice wash over these guys that just makes them feel really weathered. Very much digging. And all the bases too have, you know, their faction or their corporate logo on the base too. Like that's extra level of detail right there. When they who ships a game and does the bases for you? I mean, that's crazy. Wow. All right, let's look at the rest of everything that comes in this base game. So we've got all of our cardboard, and wow, this game board is heavy. All right, so first off, we have an achievement board, and this tracks player achievements, and the achievements are going to give you different things. Oh, look at that. That's decorated on the other side, so you can play with the Hapsy, which is like one of the corporate sponsors of this world they've created. There's 4 different pilots in this game, and so each pilot, you can mix and match. You can put any given pilot on any given mech. So they give you a different colored pilot card or chit to go with each different mech. And there's 8 different pilots. There were 4. There were some more that were unlocked via stretch goals. So, and then each player has a player board, and this is going to be kind of similar to like Zombicide or one of those type of games. And there are actually some deluxe versions of these we're going to look at later. We also have a deck of cards for each faction. Now this is one of the pilots. Her name is Izzy. If you'll notice at the bottom card here, you have Izzy for each faction, and you're going to have that for all of the different pilots. So you're depending on which pilot you've chosen, you're going to have to go ahead and find your appropriate pilot and then kind of mix and match your deck. And now your deck's not necessarily going to be this thick because they're giving you cards for every pilot. So you'll just pick the pilot that you're going to use, but this is the way the cards are looking. They're actually a little thinner than they're kind of a little flimsy on the cards. So you'll definitely want to sleeve these. I'm gonna have to go out and spend some extra money on sleeves, but cool. But I like the look of the cards. They look very comic book-ish. They have the special effects and the comic book kind of zaps and stuff like that on them. Cool looking cards. Digging the artwork. So that's kind of how the cards look. Now this game board is pretty interesting. This game board is like folded this many ways, so it's like normally it's like I have to open it once and then twice. And I'm gonna have to open it like 6 times to get it open. Let's try and open this thing. All right, so I've unboxed the board kind of. I don't know why they made it so small unless they were just trying to fit it in the box by folding it up extra tiny, but that's kind of interesting. And it's kind of got this central mass location, but it's double-sided, which is really cool. And flips over to like a ruined city. That's pretty interesting. All right, so the last other thing is we've got these sponsorship cards, and these are just basically other cards that you can get that are going to boost you during the game, and they all have like a comic book kind of feel. You know, that's pretty cool. We got blang, poop, blam, punch, whoosh, bad taco. Cool stuff. And then these buildings here, and these are cardboard. They're, you know, averagely thick cardboard, and the idea is they fold up, and those other plastic pieces will go on there, and you can create buildings with those to go on your game board. Let's take a look at the stretch goal box. All right, so this is the stretch goal box, and this one is packed kind of funny. I've got exclusive rule book, so this is for some of the things that you're going to get in the stretch goals. Like there were some mercenaries, there's some different types of some alternate buildings. And that's about it. But I also got a couple of the add-ons too. So one of the things one of the regular stretch goals is these terrain tiles. So you can kind of change the board. You can put down some unexploded missiles and some rubble and things like that. And I'm sure there's going to be rules for those. They have deluxe player boards. These are actually really nice. Look how thick those are. So I like the deluxe player boards. Problem is when you get something like this, you're like, well, do I throw out the cardboard player boards now? You know, and I'm like, I don't know if I can bring myself to actually throw something like that out. You know, we got mercs. So let's take a look at the mercs. Mercs are different guys that you can hire, and there's rules for them. You don't know exactly how you hire them. Now these guys do not have a wash on them. These guys, you can tell they were not. They weren't given the same attention and love that the other ones were. Of course, the other ones are going into retail, so of course you got to spend more money on what's going on retail, right? But these are they're still pretty nice. They're still pretty good sculpts. This one is crooked. I think it's supposed to be crooked though. This is kind of a dystopian future, so it would make sense for one of the droids or robots to be a little crooked. Yeah, it looks like it's designed to be like it's walking and kind of sideways, like it's hungover. All right, we got these Hapsy themed buildings. One of the cool things, like this, they take their sponsorship so seriously, like for this fictional universe, and all the Kickstarter updates, like they end it with "and drink more Hapsy." You know, it's like Hapsy's not a real drink, but you know they're kind of playing up the theme of it. We've got some foil cards, so that's look at that, pretty cool. And then the cards for the mercs are in there. We got some faction specific defense dice. So we're going to add that to our existing dice already. And let's see, we got some other things. Let's see what's in here. Is this the Big Little Buddy? This is the Big Little Buddy. So I also bought the Big Little Buddy, which is one of those optional expansions. And the Big Little Buddy is another merc, but he's like a bigger version of the merc. So look, here's the mercs, and here's the Big Little Buddy. He's much bigger than them, and he's like a more powerful merc that you can hire. I think he's meant to be almost as strong as your heavy hitter. So he's like a boss type mercenary that you can hire. And it comes with cards for the Big Little Buddy. And it comes for the rule book, which is all folded up into that box, which I'm not really thrilled with them doing it like that, but you know what, this is their first time, so that'll be good feedback to give to Weta Workshops. Is like, hey, don't fold up the rule books and crinkle them up inside the box. Pretty please. Next time. Thank you. All right, and let's see what else. We got a couple more. I have no idea what these are for. They look like toothpicks. They're probably for something. Well, they're obviously for something, but I don't know what that something is. We got some more clips. And now this should be the Urban Wasteland expansion. This is how they separated everything. That's not the coolest thing ever, but it was a good enough solution because it allowed them to just use the same box for everybody, regardless of what stretch goals or optional buys they got. All right, so this is our Wasteland rulebook. Now this one is nice because they put it all in one here. It's not packaged super awesome, but I got all these decals. With a clear background too. I can probably put some of those on my Star Wars stuff. Oh my! I'll do a Hapsy themed, Imperial thing. Different building toppers. We've got sentry guns, and that's one of the cool things that this adds. It adds alternate, like transparent tokens. So all those tokens I had before, I'm getting extra versions of those tokens. But I'm also getting sentry guns, which I can put on my buildings. So I guess when you tag a building now, you can add a sentry gun to it, and we're getting deluxe buildings. So instead of those cardboard, I have actual hard plastic buildings now. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at these a little closer. Well, that's actually kind of nice. And you can put some paint on these if you want, and they are put right here so you can put those decals on. These might be fun to paint. Just put a light coat on there, put some wash in, shade out the windows a little bit. Yes, I can see it. But then if you're gonna then, you know, stick them in like this, then that paint might rub off. So maybe it's not worth it, maybe it is, I don't know. And then these are the building toppers. These can go on top of your buildings to decorate them a little bit more if you want to put like a antenna on there, or a little Hapsy Cola guy. You know, he's the little spokesman for Hapsy. He wants you to drink more soda and not be healthy. But yeah, this will be fun with the sentry guns, kind of adding an extra little. I always like the idea of being able to build turrets or sentries in a game. So we got some extra cards for that. I'm really digging these decals. They're going to be fun. They're definitely going to be fun. So real quick, I also want to show you the buildings and how they go together. I'm actually going to be using the nicer one, the nicer deluxe pieces. You're going to have a regular part at the bottom and then an indented part at the top, and it looks like they just kind of slide in that way. Make sure the indented part is at the top, otherwise it won't go in right. And that way, and so I should have a little indent all around here, and then these tops will fit on. And then once you do that, it's nice and secure, mostly secure. And then you can put your little topper on, like I'm going to do a spike ball here. And there we go. And I'm ready to, whoever tags me, you have these slots in the top where you can stick your extra little pieces in. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do want to remind everybody there is another round of the giveaway going on, so you can win a Cool Stuff gift card for $20 for an expansion of your choice. The only thing you need to do to enter to win is to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think. I am probably going to be coming to you with a how to play for G.K.R. I'm going to do more with this game because it looks really, really cool. Can't wait to actually play it. So make sure, let me know if you want to see more of that in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell for alerts so you can see when I post new content and you don't miss out when I announce giveaway winners and all that good stuff. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day. And then they're kind of loose, but once you put this top on, and what in the heck is going on? All right, screw that.